Today is Tuesday, July 17th. So let's ask Google a quick question. Even though I think I know what it is, I'm gonna watch it back.
I can't wait to do the zip inside the house. Can't wait to do the zip inside. Ready?
Okay, so everybody knows school is coming up, so I'm gonna be doing some bullying and school videos and school stuff like that, okay? So, no. Story with real story animations. I'm gonna be reacting to this, so yeah. Oh my gosh.
I have a stutter.
A stutter is like maybe like a tooth gone or something, and you're like talking like this weird
When
way.
you get stuck on the word, and that just makes it very hard to talk.
Yeah.
It didn't really bother me that much the first few years of my life. But in the 6th grade, there's something that happened that really got under my skin. So, this was my first day at a brand new school. I knew no one, and I decided to go talk to this kid, and he seemed nice, so I went to talk to him, but when I talked, all the words I said, I was stuttering on, so he just started to laugh, and that just made me feel very insecure. And he told his friends about that, and they all kind of started to make fun of me. I tried to.
So just don't make fun of anybody. What if you were that person, like... Okay, Sophie. Just like you asked. Okay, so he has a stutter and
Then I
everything.
had
So don't make fun
startup,
of people.
But they just kept on doing
No,
that
I
for the whole
I
year.
want to zip outside.
My parents, they tried to help me control it, and they try their best. I saw a speech therapist to help me with my speech, and I talked to her about how I felt. And so my stutter is a part of me, and I wouldn't change that for the world.
Yeah, don't change that.
We want to thank Epic Games for sponsoring.
Okay, guys. So just don't bully. What if you were that person, man? Like, you shouldn't do this. What if you were that person? Man, I'm just saying. Okay. Okay. And don't cheat also. I'm just going to be watching school stuff, you know. Which is non-schooling. Okay?
Ready?
Stop.
Throughout my school years, I was always a good and responsible student. I completed my work on time and studied well for almost all the tests. But one morning, I opened my eyes due to the loud sound coming from my cell phone. I received a text from my close friend who asked me, "Did you study for the English quiz today?" And I was terrified. I jumped out of my bed immediately. I was thinking of what I should do since I did not have any time left to prepare for the test. And then an idea popped in my head and I began taking notes, but not on paper. Instead, on the palms of both of my hands, I wrote everything we had to learn for the test. The test was taking place during first period. I took my seat, saw the test, and cringed. During the test, I tried my best not to have any eye contacts with the teacher or my classmates, and just focus on the assignment. But I couldn't help myself, as my mind almost went blank. Hands were shaking as I was trying to read my notes.
Okay, reading your notes on the paper, how is that cheating? It's just like studying. But you have it right beside you.
Hide them. I kept looking at the clock, ticking every few seconds, but time just seemed to be frozen. After the long-lasting 30 minutes have passed, the teacher said, "Hand in your papers." I was so relieved that I wasn't caught, and then suddenly a feeling of a cool rain washing away all the weight on my shoulders. When everyone handed in their work, Miss Smith continued the lesson explaining a new topic. I innocently raised my hand to ask a question, without noticing that the palm of my hand had all the notes for the quiz, and that's when I felt as if I'm about to explode. Miss Smith screamed, "What's on your hand?" and she called me to her front desk. I was shaking. The teacher questioned me what was on my hand, and I did not want to tell her at first. I kept my hands in the pockets of my jeans and pretended it was something else. But she insisted on having a look at it herself, and that's when she found out that I cheated. At that exact moment, I just wanted to crawl into a small box and hide from it all. To teach me a lesson, she gave me a lunch duty, meaning I had to clean the school cafeteria for exactly a week. So every lunchtime I had to go to the cafeteria and not eat, but
you didn't fail, man. I would rather do that for my whole school year.
And it was terrible, especially when people would stare at me and ask, "How did you get that?" And I didn't know what to say because it was quite embarrassing. And after this incident, I became a lot more careful and thoughtful of my assignments.
I think that's very thoughtful. That's very
Oh my god, we totally
right.
jumped off the cliff and had to swim all the way ashore because the dog chased us all the way to the end.
Okay.
Okay, so this my face is super sight. My sight. So I just opened the sight. I wish I had rollers to do it, but I don't. So let's
Okay, guys.
Oh man.
No.
Wait.
Okay, guys. So don't be scared of lockdowns like Code Red in my old school was Intruder in the Building. Don't be scared of these, okay, guys? Like,
when I was in 6th grade, I had the new teacher at school, and she was just fresh out of grad school. She was literally 22 years old. She was really nice, but she kind of just had no idea what she was doing in the classroom. And the whole year, it was just kind of like a roller coaster of up and down emotions. Sometimes she'd get so stressed out and just start crying in the middle of class and would be like, "Oh my god, I'm just like so stressed. You guys are just awful." And of course, everyone in my class kind of picked up on the fact that she had like no idea what she was doing. So they all just made it worse for her by like thinking they could do whatever they wanted, and that just made her cry more.
Do not
and
do
everything
this,
just got
you
so
guys.
stressful.
I'm not gonna do
And
that.
there was just really no structure in the class. So one day we were in the classroom and we were studying ancient Greece, and suddenly I just saw her face go completely white, and she was looking at the clock. So me and all the other kids in the class just looked up at the clock too, but instead of it saying the time, it said bell. And I later found out that bell was the code word for a real lockdown, but I didn't know that yet. So my classmates and I just watched as she scrambled to lock the door, close the blinds, and then she instructed us to hide in the corner of the room. And then she just says, "Stay quiet, we're in a lockdown." And she was in tears at this point. She was shaking and she was curled up in the corner behind her desk. This was the moment when I realized this wasn't a lockdown drill. This was an actual lockdown. And I was freaked out. I just straight up asked her, "Are we gonna die?" And she looked at me, and as gravely as possible, she said, "I don't know." And that literally just sent the whole class into tears. Some kids were even trying to jump out the window. My teacher was screaming at them that if there's someone in this building, there could be more people outside waiting to get you. I was just freaked out. The whole time, I was literally just thinking about dying. It's so morbid, but I was. And And I was thinking about like what I hadn't done in my life yet and what more I had to do.
Just, you literally don't have to freak out, man. Just stay quiet, or if you guys don't believe me, shut up. Like, I mean, like, just shut up for a second. Hide so you don't get killed.
I was basically
Unless you
thinking
want to
of
get
my
killed.
last seconds, and then all of a sudden there's a knock on the door. And we all just like shot up. We thought this was the intruder. First of all, why would the intruder knock on the door? We all just stay there and we don't know what to do, even my teacher. And then there's another knock on the door, and my teacher gets up and she goes to the door. And it's another teacher. It's the teacher next door. The teacher next door asks what we're doing. And then my teacher's like, what? Isn't there a lockdown? The teacher next door goes, no, they were just fixing the clock and that message came on. So then we all kind of got up from the corner. We were like, wait, there was no lock.
So you don't have to freak out. Like, you don't have to be like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna die. Oh wait, they're just fixing the clock.
Then I looked into the hallway and then everything was just normal. Kids were in class, they were laughing, they were walking up and down the hall, doing their homework. There was literally no lockdown. The only class in lockdown was our class. Since that day, I've experienced a lot more lockdowns. They're really upsetting and scary, and I just wish it wasn't a reality of the world we live in.
Yeah, world is...
Oh, I thought it was the other one. Somebody died.
Okay.
That's sad story.
The world is just a cruel, cruel place. Okay, I think I've done enough of the school things. I'm gonna be doing more, like, anything that pops up right here, right there. So this is the one that looks like Story Booth, Real Story News.
I liked this one guy. We were super close.
Nice.
We started talking like late at night and stuff. And he would ask me how my day was and what I did. He would ask me how I'm feeling and stuff like that. He'd be super nice. One day he asked me for nudes and I said no.
Nudes. Nudes are pictures of you, like, it's not good. It's not good pictures.
But he kept begging
Please,
me.
come on,
and
just one.
I was like, maybe. I was trying to talk myself out of it, but then I was feeling like I don't know what to do. And we had this thing, and it was
Wanna play a
play
game?
poll. The loser has
Okay.
to send nudes. And
Loser
I
has to
said,
send nudes.
how about something other than nudes? He said, all right, booty pics. And I said, fine. So we played, and I lost. So I had to send him some pictures.
No.
And he liked them. He was like, ooh, sexy, hot, and stuff.
Don't do this. Like, do not do this. Like, this is bad. I had this game name. Just this game, and it was a good game.
He asked me for nudes again. I said no, but I was on the phone with my friend. She was like, what are you gonna do? And he sent me a picture. And she was like, wait, no, he didn't.
And this, you guys, means...
Ew.
I'm not gonna tell... Sophie, you don't know what it means. No, you don't. Okay. Wait, you guys. Wait a second. Okay,
And
so I
I
asked
said,
my
yeah.
sister and she didn't.
And I showed my friend, and I was like, I don't know what to do.
If you guys know what this means... Stupid.
He's asking me for pictures still, and I was like, fine. So I sent him a picture of me in my bra. And then he was
Send it.
like, take the bra off. So I did, and I put my hands over my boobs, and he said, send it without your hands, and I put emojis. And then he was like, take the emojis off. No,
Okay. Okay, guys, so...
I did, and he was like, ooh la la, I'll grab your butt and stuff at school if you keep sending them to me. And I was like, you know what? I want to go to bed. Good night. A month later, my mom found out that he sent me that because my friends were talking about it in the car, and she heard it. So then we had to talk about it with my therapist. She was like, did you send him it back? And I was like, no, because I kept lying because I was like, I don't want to. But then my mom...
You guys, tell your mom if this is happening. Don't let them take advantage
threatened
of
to
you.
take it up with the school district and like tell on him and say this is child pornography. You better look up his picture and say like, oh, he did send it and like he should get punished for it. And I was like, Mom, you can't do that. And she was like, why did you send it back? And I was like, if I did, would you be mad? And she said no. And I started crying and I poured down tears. and I told her the truth that I did, and she just hugged me, and she said, look, it's going to be all right, but you know you can't do that again.
Yeah, don't do
And
this.
I got grounded for a long time, and I never did anything like that again, because the feeling of thinking that someone might find out and ruin your life sucks.
Yeah, like the kids in elementary school like people, you know. They like kids.
So how was she eat?
Like kids like elementary kids like people, and elementary kids like elementary kids. But once you get into high school, you're not gonna probably see them. Probably even in the next grade, you're not gonna see them. And probably if you don't have their phone number, and then they could change in high school, and then they could change, and you might not like them anymore. It's just you don't do this. Okay, I'm gonna do. I catfished on dating apps to get attention. Okay, I'm gonna do this one. I don't know. Outside, I mean.
So, me and my friend were sitting in the gym, and it was towards the end of 5th grade year. We decided, play a little joke on guys we didn't know. So, we decided to make a fake Kik account and set the profile picture as a girl we didn't know. She was a model. I knew nobody really knew her because she wasn't that famous. And a lot of guys started rolling in like, wow, you're gorgeous. Hey, can I get your number? What's your name, beautiful? Things that, guys never said to me. And I enjoyed it, So I was like, hey, let's continue doing this. So we continued doing it, just playing jokes throughout the whole school.
Okay, guys. Why would you even make a fake account on someone that you found, like a picture of a pretty girl you found on Google? Like, why would you do that?
And it was time to go home, so we just stopped. When I got home, I was like, hey, let me make a new account. I can get that attention because I enjoyed the attention that I got when I was there with my friend. So I made the account.
Can you not use it while you're playing?
What?
Can you not use it while you're playing just so it's fast? You're stupid. Okay.
And I started talking to guys I didn't know. I started lying about my age, telling them I was 16 or 17 when I was really 13. A couple months later, my mom went through my phone and she caught the messages. She was asking me, why would you do this? You are only 13. You don't need to be doing stuff like this. She yelled at me, rah, rah, rah. I got grounded and my phone got taken away from me. A couple months later, I got my phone back and I promised myself that I wouldn't get back on Kik. Unfortunately, I did get back on Kik and I did catfish still. I did get a lot of graphic messages. They were all very sexual. Some asked how old I was. Of course I lied. I told them I was 17. Then I got caught again my 9th grade year. My mom fussed at me. She was like, why are you still doing this? This is creepy. You shouldn't be using other pictures of a girl you don't know. I didn't want to tell her the real reason of why I did this. I kept it to myself. And it's sad because I used to get called ugly all the time. And I don't want to cry or anything like that, but I used to get called ugly all the time. And it's sad because I used to go through so much when I was younger. So I used to get jealous of my friends because they were so pretty and they had boyfriends and stuff. And I used to wait for so long. Trying to push myself to be with me. Years later, I realized you don't have to prove to anybody that you're pretty. You don't need the attention. I mean, you can get the attention from a guy who actually loves you, not a guy who wants pictures from you or anything like that.
Yeah.
Fix your hair really quick for you.
So I thought towards the end of my grade year, I had high self-confidence, and yeah, that's my story. Thank you.
Okay, you don't have to do this just
Thank you to
because
Audible for sponsoring this video.
people
Big
call
fans
you
of Audible
ugly.
because,
Like, you
as
don't
you
have to
know-
do that. Okay? This is my last video. is my last video, you guys.
It started off with a simple night of sitting down and watching TV together. Images flicked back and forth across the screen. Eventually, it showed a man standing in front of a rainbow flag, talking about how he owned a hotel that welcomed all couples, no matter their sexuality. I felt my heart light up. I couldn't help but feel the joy of people being accepted towards others, despite their differences. I glanced across the room at my dad, who was reclining on the maroon leather couch with his nose wrinkled in distaste. My little brother scoffed at the TV and turned his head away. Those people are disgusting. I can't believe they would show that on TV. The words were barely able to escape his lips when immediate rage filled me from head to toe. I know. I'm sorry you had to see that, my dad said sympathetically, as if my brother had just watched someone be murdered right before his eyes. You can't say that about people. Theirs is the same as you, but with different beliefs. Your brother is allowed to think what he wants. He is right. They are revolting because they are going against...
Look at the mom. She's like, I can't say anything.
God's will. It isn't your God's will to call other people disgusting and judge them based on their actions, is it? I snapped. He would not want you to look at other people without knowing them and saying they are disgusting. If anything, you're the ones acting vile. All people are equal. My dad stomped towards me and got down to my level. I could feel my body trembling with unease. These people are in the wrong. Who are you to stand up for them? We have every right to say what we want about them, my dad snarled. Thoughts raced in circles around my head. As quickly as I could, I squirmed away from him and made a mad dash for my room. Slamming the door behind me, the air that had been clogging my throat came unstuck and a sob broke past my lips. I haven't been able to stop myself from wondering ever since that experience if that is how it will be when my parents find out. I will no longer be their precious daughter.
Okay, guys, so it don't matter if you're gay. It don't matter if you're not gay. Everybody's a human. Not somebody's an alien like you're an alien. But just because you're little, that's not how it works. Yeah. Okay, so
I'll be a bad stain that you can't get rid of. I'll be looked at as a sin rather than a person for something that I do not have control of. I have found comfort in my few friends that have relatable problems to mine. They all tell me that there is nothing to worry about, and that once I am out of the house, I can do what I want and without having to worry about my parents. While I know that this is true, that's not the thing that concerns me. I'm worried about whether or not my family will still love me and stay in contact with me even after I tell them the truth. I have finally grown to accept myself despite my sexuality, but I know that others won't accept me no matter what I do. But maybe that's okay. The people who take me in and love me as I am currently are the people I should keep near me and never let go of. And hopefully my family will be included in that group someday.
okay, guys, everybody's different. Imagine if it was like this. Let me show you guys. Me here. Me there. Me here. Me here. Me up here. Imagine if it was just like this. Like just there, and then there, and then there, and then I'm there, and I'm everywhere. Like, everywhere was just me, me, me. See that face right here? It's me. Wait. It was just me. Everywhere was just me. That would be a boring life. Like, all these emojis. What if they were all just this one emoji? What if they were all that? What if we were all these three emojis? You would just see that emoji, and then this emoji, and then that emoji just walking. Everybody, nobody's an alien on this world. So treat everybody like you want to be treated. Okay, so bye you guys, and no bullying. Bye.